Hi, Terry and Wendy. Sean here. Look, I just thought I'd ask you a few questions about the experience that we went through.
Yep.
Okay.
So, all right, thank you. Thanks for taking the time for this. So I guess firstly, who are you? And just tell me a bit about your background.
We're Terry and Wendy. We live in Mount Martha, and we've uh, we've never dealt in aged care before, like a lot of people, I assume. And we thought, well, when we first looked at it, this is a minefield, you know. So, how do we travel down this windy road? And so. Yeah, and I mean, I had my mother who I went to England to for her and to try and find a place, but this is totally different in Australia. And now, of course, we're with Wendy's dad. We've come to a situation that we needed to put him into care, and yeah,
Trying to find the best way to do
and
it.
try and find the
Yep.
best way to do that, and hence. Do you want to? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, can you tell me a bit about the situation, like just brief, just about the situation, like with Wendy, with your
He
successor?
living in his own home, and he felt that he was travelling okay, but we could see that he wasn't. We were lucky enough to have neighbours that were helping us out, but could see that that was becoming even an issue because he was deteriorating. But it's knowing then when you first realise that he needs help, it's knowing what to do first and who to go to first. We knew we had to go to aged care and get him assessed, but then when it came to homes and what was the best way forward, that's when we were a bit stuck.
Yeah.
And also, we had a pandemic that hit.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Which made it even more difficult, of course.
But it's very hard because you're dealing with a father with dementia,
Yeah.
who doesn't realise that he's where he's at, and that's a big enough minefield without trying to, find a place for him to go. So, yeah, so we really sort of needed help.
Yeah. Well,
and that's where you came.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Well, no, we discussed this and we said, okay, so who's out there? There's got to be somebody out there that can, guide us through this process. So we went to the internet as you normally do, and we Googled, and your name came up, and we had some some pretty good, good reviews of you. So we rang you up and told you we've got this situation. Can you help us?
It's knowing the steps and what to do first, and in which direction to go. So, yeah. And that you sort of clarified that's and being he was in his own home, so we didn't know, does that have to go first? Or we realised the assessment was number one. That was the first thing before we even started, but. It was what to do next.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you. That was, and I was going to ask, and what did you see the main benefit of working with us, Aged Care Financial Planning and me?
Well, I think that our first thought was, okay, there were various government forms that we needed to fill in, assets tests, and then you go to the government websites and you think to yourself, okay, so what do we do? I mean, I downloaded completely the wrong form, and you said, oh no, you need an S, whatever it was, 486. So you just fill that one out, and literally you gave us the step-by-step process that went into it. And of course, with as I said earlier, the pandemic, it was very, very difficult to sort of work out what homes we could see or go to, and so you guided us that way. And then, of course, as you said, don't worry, find the place you want to find. Financially, I'll just negotiate with the people,
but it was even like his house. We didn't realise that we really needed to get that sold to start the process. So, that puts you behind the 8 ball because, you've got a house to sell. So,
But then luckily you came along and said, I know this guy who that I've worked with a few times, and you introduced us to Luke, and we were so overwhelmed with the facts that we had you and him, and it was just an easy process for us, or it became an easy process.
Easier,
yeah. And
because we were looking after Dad as well.
well, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We could carry on looking after Dad, and we had you guys in the background who could look after everything else, so it became very, very easy.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I guess the only other question I had is, and who would you recommend my services to, or our services to?
Anyone that's going through this process of, your parent needs help, and where do I go to first?
Yeah.
To get that guidance, to know which avenue to start, and just where to go, because it really is overwhelming. You just don't know which direction to go in first.
The biggest problem, I think,
and
is
you're dealing with the government, and the government.
You're dealing with government, and you're dealing with your loved one, and that is, and also what really interested us in you. You'd already put your mother or grandmother in aged care, and gone through this process already. So we felt, okay, well, this guy knows all the ropes that we need to follow this process. So yeah, and thank you very much.
Oh, no, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you both, and I mean that not just because it's recording, but no, and well, and thank you so much for taking the time to do this too. That really means a lot to me. So
it's been a lot easier than what we thought it would be. Because it is a very emotional time. So and there's so much red tape involved. So that was made a bit easier, and we could always ring you and go, okay, they've sent us this form, what's this all about? So because we had no idea. So so just having that person to say, is this what we do next? Made a big difference.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, thanks so much, and I'll just cut this now. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks very much, Dawn.